Hello and welcome back to HoI4, where we hopefully will bash our heads through Germany soon. Very soon. I think I'm gonna go towards 50. Yeah. I need. Alright, I can get a little bit less of that. I need chromium and I need tungsten. Alright, so. Okay, I no longer need rubber. I need chromium. That's tungsten that we're importing. I need some. Can I just get some more from Sweden? Please? Please, can I get some more? Right. What do you got? Execute nuclear strike. Yeah, I can't. Because we don't own the islands. You can just drop 2 nukes on them and it won't do anything. So that doesn't really matter much. I think the lucky thing is that we're seeing is that the Germans are also not capable of breaking through my lines. So hopefully with that in mind, I can actually start slowly breaking through theirs. But we're like their defense stats are just incredibly high. This guy's got good stats, by the way. 5 attack, 4 defense. He's just really pretty good general, to be honest. But cavalry leader. Wait, what? Cavalry? What do you need for cavalry leader? Ooh. Light arms expert actually would probably work here. Yeah. Cavalry motorized and mechanized ratio more than 40%. So I think that's what the stat he's leveling. Yeah. Alright. Can I do the final change and get more of the motorized out of here? Mechanized. I have barely enough in storage, so we'll do that. So that means that we need to focus a little bit more on producing mechanized. There we go. Right. I don't hope I've burned through that many weapons. I haven't. Good. Because it said upgrading there, so that was like a little bit scary. Is there a river here? Can I please hide the front lines for me? No. Can I hide those? Yeah, I can hide those of my enemies, but that's not really what I wanted to know. There's a... Is there a river here? No, there isn't. Okay. Attack. It's flat plains. We should get this, you know, my guys. Do these guys have AT? No, they haven't. But they could just pierce my goddamn armored cars. That's... Wait, haven't I not maxed these out yet? I think so. Yeah, I can only get their engine going, but they won't go any faster anyway because, you know, their mechanized troops aren't fast enough. Aren't they? Oh, fuck, shit. Well, there goes my production. Oh, I should mute my phone. Let's see. Mute. Well. That is interesting. So, one of my spam email addresses has been hacked. Well, not the email address, but the address itself is leaked because I've got one or twice a message today saying like, hey, are you from China and trying to log in that email address or whatever country? I think this one was in the United States. Yeah, that's several from the Arabian Peninsula. It is annoying, but it's not a primary address, so it's not like, oh no, they're trying to get him. Well, they're probably trying to get in my bank account, but there's nothing linked to that address that is anything good for them, so yeah, fuck them. It's just annoying. This period of time that brings out the best in us. There are always assholes that try to get into your bank account, because fuck them. Why? Oh, why? You should be a decent human being. I think we can cross the river fairly safely here. Come on, people. I think I only want the... Yeah, so the... Yeah, we have to start moving out of the armored cars. And I think if we... So, brain, talk, speak. Do you want to keep talking? Yes, I do. Let's clean this list up. Because we don't have the armored cars anyways, and yes, we also don't have the tanks, I might as well swap out and just start adding in the modern tank. Save it. And I think the motorized recon is actually better. Nope, it isn't. It's just ass defense. All of these all of a sudden are like, you know what? We don't really see it happening. Alright, it's not a problem. Alright. Oh wow, my cruiser hull's already. Yay. I don't care. But let's research them anyway. The next one, I don't know, man. I've been thinking about this a little bit, and I think I've been thinking about this in the background of a lot of the campaigns recently a little bit more, is that I fundamentally like Hearts of Iron because of the era it's in. But I think that I think there's mechanically something that is, and this is not like, oh, I'm missing clearly a feature, like with a, well, we don't have any espionage. I think there's mechanically something with the game, just how it's designed from its core, that's not working for me, I guess. I don't know. It's just a feeling, right? Alright, let's just stop all these attacks because they're not really getting anywhere. I don't know. It's just. I think it's just it's hitting a lot of good things, right? But it's also sometimes just missing it for me completely. I don't know what it is, especially in this situation. Like, you know, when we've got trench warfare here, people. It's nothing's happening because 40,000 people are stacked up at the same front line, and instead of this allowing you to just overrun like the enemy, it's just like, you know what, you can't organize this because of attrition, because you cannot get enough supplies at the front, so nothing's gonna happen. And that's also, I think, a problem with the AI, but that's not really what I'm aiming here at. I don't know. Also, I think there's too much. I don't know what it is, but I have the odd feeling that the numbers are not right. I think you should divide a lot of it by 10. I think then you have more accurate numbers. Also, I don't like civilian industry. That system doesn't make any sense to me. It does, but it doesn't. I don't know. And Black Eyes doesn't solve it for me. Just getting it out there. I think it is an amazing system in which amazing mods are being built. I don't know, sometimes it just feels like, especially in this situation, it feels like the game is clearly just missing something, like something is going over its head, you know, that sensation, like something's flying by and you're like, you know what, I think the guy is missing the entire point, but it's not a guy, it's an entire video game, in my honest opinion. But I don't know what it is. I think that might be something that even Paradox is sitting there like. And it was also be the reason that they're no longer. So wow, Jesus, my coffee was trying to say hi again. It's also the reason I think why their expansion rate has slowed down significantly. I think the same thing has happened with Imperator Rome, And I think it's HoI4 also is a problem. I think Stellaris, they're like, yeah, we know what to do with this shit. Because you know what the advantage is of Stellaris? It's a fucking space. It's the future. Do whatever the hell you want. You know, you're free to do a lot of funky shit. But HoI4 is stuck in the World War era. So how the hell do you how do you work with that, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just shifting the way like divisions work. Because I did actually play a bit of HoI3, not a lot. I never really could get my head around it, but it was a lot more logically divided. Now we do have a bit of a command structure nowadays, so okay, so it is a bit better. It's no longer like, hey, field marshals have an infinite amount of troops under them. It doesn't work that way. But I think there's too many different divisions on the map. I think that's one. So those numbers are nuts, right? And two, I think they're too big. Potentially too big. Like you can make like how many people are historically in a division? Like I'll just do a Google. I'll do a quick search engine to not, you know, average manpower size army division. Not division 2 because that's your. So it's between. All right, so okay, so I'm just gonna let this run in the background a little bit. Whoop! I just minimized my game. Oh, come on! Just go to the other screen. Don't go to the edge of this one. Yeah, Norway reinstated. That's fine. Hey, welcome back, Norway. I don't know how we got the decision to do that, but that's beside the point. Let me just start reading some bits up here. So it's about a division. It's about a size about 10,000 to 18,000 soldiers, right? So our divisions, let's mind you, that means that our divisions are relatively small, actually. So they're supposed to be bigger. All right, okay. But then they shouldn't work this way. They have 3 or more brigades. Okay, well, there is another level. Maybe this should be brigade size, like what we're designing, and not, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it should be, it's just, I think the size is just all wrong in my brain. Okay, so this, wow, thanks for linking to a page that's no longer existing. A corps consists of 2 more divisions and support troops. Normally has about 50,000 to 100,000 soldiers. Yeah, but we have got an entire army corps. Like that's what this is. So every one of these should have about 5 to 10 of these at maximum. And then there's general high command. So I think the numbers that we're throwing out here are just way too big. And skill-wise, just entirely wrong. You go there. And I think maybe there's something we can do there. Like, not go for division templates, but go for brigades. And I think this is considered... It's a battalion. So we're missing an entire fucking level, right? I think what I would like to see, and this is just, I'm spitballing here, and I think this is also technologically not a smart idea, because of the amount of lag that it will generate. But what I think might be not a bad idea is if the way armies function is going to be overhauled, right? And we're going to go to brigades designing and not divisions. That's the wrong army. We're going to design brigades, not divisions. And to facilitate that, we need how this entire system works just thrown out of the window. We need two things. We need more provinces. And this is what I say about the technological issue. By adding in more provinces, we'll create more lag, we create more issues for the AI and that kind of stuff. But I think more provinces. I think that the pips amount on the map should be staying roughly around the same amount. But they should be smaller in their potential sizes. Right? So that means that every single one of these has a lot more individual value. And maybe then you can say like, okay, instead of having, because what you end up with, and this is I think what you see a lot, at least in my gameplay and what I've seen so far of a lot of other people's playing, is that you just get general purpose divisions. You don't get specialists. And this is what I would like to see. I would, when I'm at the gates of Berlin, right? I want divisions to be there. That's, maybe we can actually get this, grab this. I want divisions to be there, or brigades to be there, or soldiers to be there that specialize in fucking city warfare. Because, you know, special forces feel such like a redundant thing. Like, yeah, I know I when I'm fighting in mountains, I need to use my special forces, but you never just move them around a lot, because A, it takes a lot of time, and it's a fucking shit show, right? So what if you can give, have an army, right? And you have an infantry army. So this is a regular army, and a portion of that is some of the mountaineer divisions, right? So you place those a little bit more manually than you do right now, because that's the downside of the order system. The planning bonus really prevents you from manually reassigning locations, but I don't think you can get around that, but maybe if it's the system is a bit smarter. But you can say like, okay, we have a couple of mountains here, so I want my mountain divisions to attack here. I want to give them some artillery support from this brigade over here. So you get a lot more work in depth. But it's, I think, so far simplified that it just completely loses any real tactical thing. Like, the only tactical thing that remains is this. What do you mean by this? We're attacking from one end, we're flanking from the other. And that's the only thing that's really left. And I wanna say like, hey, we have in this province, and this is why you need to spread it out, right? You don't want your artillery on the front line, but you do want to be close. And now you just got an entire division. We have artillery, we have everything. No, I want to just say like, hey, I've got artillery units over here, and I want them to be bombarding this front line at all times. Because now they're just not doing anything until I attack. But then I'm also wasting all my other infantry, and I don't want to do that. I want my artillery to just start bombing the front line, weakening the enemy. This is something that still happened during World War II. It might have been a main strategy during World War I, but during World War II, a lot of offensives started simply with shoot the fuck out of him with guns from a distance. Because that's smart. You either bombed them, or you artillery strike them, or you got tanks to do it, or anything like that. But you want the enemy either out of there, dug in, or dead. So your infantry could move up without being mowed down by machine gun fire. And that's not here. And you might say like, well, it is represented in how it's, you know, yeah, it isn't, right? Because my infantry is also smashing its fucking head against the wall at all times. I think I might have actually cracked it while ranting in what I kinda want. I don't want Company of Heroes style tactical battles, right? That goes way too far. You know, this is not it's not a total war game, right? Where every single battle on the map has to be fought out. But I think to allowing the player some more strategic depth in how they work might be not a bad thing. I want also more depth on how divisions attack. Right now we just have how often they attack, but I would like to say like, hey, this division fights a more predominantly defensive battle when it's engaging the enemy. Or it uses hit and run tactics, and this is partially like you have that in here, right? This is your strategies, but you have no fucking control over this. This is such a stupid system, and I'm sorry, I'm ranting, and Hey, you wanna know how isolation gets to me? I get really annoyed by shit. No, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, hey, we're using elastic defense, and I'm using the unexpected thrust. Why? What determines this? Yeah, fucking dice roll. Great. That's boring. Is that... I don't have any control over that? Oh man, I don't have any control over that. Like, you're just doing all kind of cool shit in here. There's numbers here. We've got fighters overhead. We've got all kinds of shit happening, and what do I control of that? Nothing. Oh. Nothing? No, you don't control anything. You control some of it. You control the modifiers. How? Well, by having enough guys assigned in your area from the Air Force, like this big, which is now done automatically, mind you. And I don't mind that. Just... because I kept forgetting it, but that's beside the point. So I think there should be like a middle ground. Like, hey, can you automate this shit for me? Yeah, I can. Or can I please modify this? And that's I think where the scale should go down a little bit as well. So you know, it is right now you have. Okay, so using an analogy is measurements, right? You can measure everything in meters, but if you have something very small, you can't say like, well, my microphone is about 1 meter tall, because it's either, no, it is actually 0, because it's close to 0 than it is to 1, right? But if we start using decimeters, which is 10 times a decimeter is a meter, then I could say like, oh, my microphone is about, well, let's say about 2 decimeters. See, that gives you more accurate depictions, right? And if you go to centimeters, which is about 100 centimeters as a meter, if you're American, I can say like this is about 18 to 22, somewhere between there. So you can get more levels of depth and accuracy, and I think that's what I want to see. Because and then if you can decide, like, oh, I just don't care, give me the meters, I'll just measure everything in meters. And you're like, okay, cool. If you want to do that, that's fine. If that gives you the experience that you want, go for it. And if you want to go to decimeters, then you do that as well. I've got a little bit more control, a little bit more depth, you know? I do want to manually control some of this shit. Or just give an army, well, not manually control, just say like, hey, I want this type of division or brigade. If we want to go, just for, we go to brigades for just the argument. I want this brigade to use this type of strategy. Like, this is a brigade that uses a lot of motorized crap. I want to combine hit and run tactics with it because it's fast, and I want to just, you know, I don't want to go in brawn warfare. Like, if we're risking slogging down, we'll retreat back, we'll flank to the sides, and we'll engage from other angles. So we'll make use of the speed that we have. Right. That's the type of strategy that I want to do. Or go to fucking centimeters and control like every single fucking aspect of it. Which is like, hey, next attack phase. If you don't select something, it will re-roll something on its own, right? Like it does right now. But I could see like, hey, this guy, Albert Kesselring, has a preference on certain strategies. I think I want to start trying something else. Like, he has a lot of artillery guns, so it's probably be using strategies involving artillery guns. So I want to start using strategies that don't involve it. So you can maybe like line up a couple of strategies, like, okay, I want to first try this, then this, then this, and you can modify that with every battle, right? And maybe that's too much. Maybe that's way too much. But I kind of would like to see where that would go, right? Because right now it's just like I'm sending in troops and I'll lose all control, and even Imperator Rome gives me more control. Because it says like, hey, this is the guys that engage first, these are the guys that engage second, and these are the guys that we got on the flank. And that's a lot more control than I have here over the actual battles. Well, I can guess, yeah, I can say these are the guys engage first, these are the guys engage second, these guys engage flank. Right, sure. But when they're actually engaging, there's nothing that I can do. Right? I could just keep sending in more shit to throw at it. That's not fun. Crap, and this battle is lost. But that's kind of where I'm trying to go with this point, right? We control certain aspects incredibly detailed. Like, we have pretty good detail now in our espionage and a lot of things. Like, we can sabotage specific provinces. We can do very and I would like a level above this. Like, just, you know, can I just assign a couple of guys to just do espionage for me and just sabotage industry? Just like tell them, yo, just sabotage industry, because I don't really care a lot about the system per se. We'll just set Michael to free up the guys that are captured. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm aiming at here. Why can I not do that? But then when we go to war, like the actual thing that's like the more primary thing of it, it is very undetailed. Our industry system is very, very generic, right? So there is, I think that might be the biggest tick off. Like this is why maybe to me as a person, it feels like it is wrong or weird or not as it's supposed to be, because there's certain things that are incredibly detailed that gives you a large amount of control, and other things which are pretty much one of the core pillars, I think, of the game. It might not be considered for them a core pillar, but as me as a player, this is what I consider a core pillar, is incredibly generic and uncontrollable. And maybe it took me, this is something that a lot of people said, like, oh, Hearts of Iron doesn't have any depth compared to 3. I wouldn't say that. It has a different depth, and 3 had a lot of minute shit that I genuinely didn't care for. To where you can move in individual, not divisions, what do we call them? A battalion? Yeah, you could move things on battalion scale, which I think was like, there was a point like, hey, okay. But maybe introducing brigades might not be a bad idea. You know, give me scalability. I don't know. Might be a rant. Sorry, yeah, it is a rant. I'm just ranting right now, and it's it happens when the game loses its flow. For me, I think that's where it shows you how poor the system is. I think when you can get speed, you can get everything going. I didn't have any of these feelings when I was working on my Germany campaign with the Silent Conquest, because I could keep going and keep getting flow going, and even though we would get stuck after a while, then I would, you know, take one of a nation and use their guns, and I could keep the pressure on. That felt like an interesting thing that I was doing. But here it's not like, okay, I know what to do, because I have equipment. I've got troops. I've got, well, my power is running a little bit low, but I've got everything that there is. And Germany is being fully occupied. It's being bombed to crap, but somehow it's not actually causing anything to really happen. There's 600 aircraft here. Oh, right, yeah. Okay, I was just like, what are they doing? What are those aircraft doing here? Well, they're trying to get control over that area. I want 200 scout planes to start flying over here. And scout, because that's what they do. And I want as well some other aircraft that I have been building for a while now. You know what, I can probably easier do this. And duplicate them. What are we hitting specifically? Yeah, that's okay. Right, but yeah, no, that's kind of my point. My throat's drying up again. Like in most games, I feel like either I'm in control or I'm not in control, but that is due to factors that I can influence, right? I've been playing a lot of Mount and Blade Bannerlord right now, and that game it's brutal in ways, but I can feel I can control a lot of the situations, and I can control the outcome of battles by my own actions. If I engage into stupidity actions, I will get stupid results, right? If I start engaging large armies because I want a city, I want it now, but I only have like 50 guys, yeah, that will probably result in an entire empire fucking dogpiling me and me being on the run for most of the time. But that's a fairly clear decision. But here, I'm just like, you know, there is just German soldiers everywhere. Like, I'm just waiting for shit to happen and seeing, like, the moment they move off the front line, I can get through all of a sudden, and I can manipulate the AI a little bit, because you see that's what's happening right now. I'm not attacking on this flank. Germany starts prioritizing its troops on another flank, which is understandable why the AI does that. But this is... It's not really like feel like interesting, and it's not like I can tell you like, hey, I have pretty large industrial production. I just want to spend artillery shells. Just fucking bomb the front line. Just keep doing it. Every defense that they have, everything that they've built up, just keep fucking shooting at it. Just go nuts. And then let me produce ammunition for crying out loud. And let me burn through that ammunition. I don't care. That's exactly what that would be for. And I like mods that introduce ammunition with that as a concept, but then you also kind of need a way to spend that more than just, you know, throwing shit at the wall and hoping that some of it will stick. Because that's what kind of this front line is now at, the state of which is at. The front line is at the stage of throwing shit against the wall and hopefully some of it will stick. And occasionally I'll just do like this, and I'll keep up some pressure, see if we can get some movement in one of the front lines. And either we do or we don't. I don't know. And at the end, Germany will capitulate. Because this is one war, mind you. This is a one war. This is not even a contest anymore. Yeah, Germany has manpower remaining. They've got about 600,000 manpower remaining. But they lost a very large chunk of their production empire. Oh yeah, they still have all of this in the background. We've got France running. We've got United Kingdom running. We've got United States running. We have a large amount of... Well, Greece been exiled. Greece finally lost. Took them a while. We've got a lot of the Comintern going, yeah, they're also fighting against Japan. But the fact that we've got Berlin, and we're marching through parts of Germany, it's not that Germany will push back, right? Not anymore. It might be that it's gonna take us for fucking ever to get through, or maybe we won't get through. I don't know. It might be problematic because I'm seeing a lot of red on the line, and I'm kind of bummed about that. And they have the industry to maintain a lot of their forces, and it's probably gonna be a very slow process. But it's not that they are going to push back in such a way that I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a problem. Speaking of which, I think, I've never really set up the Asian divisions, right? Close that. Close that. Create the Asian section. I'll recruit a agent from Japan. Yeah, occasionally we make a little bit of progress here and there. But sometimes I need to manually intervene in some of these battles. I, by the way, have no idea why Germany's stats are that much higher than mine. As far as I can see, their divisions aren't like 100 times my size or something along those lines. Just that it might be just the amount, right? But that's not it. Look at those numbers. They got 400 attack. What is this division made of? Can you see that? AT-AA. So they got one AA gun. They've got... We have exact knowledge. I can actually calculate this. This is a little bit annoying, but 24 divided by 8 is 3 AT guns. 48 divided by 8 is 6 infantry guys. Their divisions aren't that much better than mine. Hell, I should have more soft attack as them, but for some reason, their stats are 4 times my attack. Well, I got a terrain disadvantage, sure, I'll give you that, but they're 400%, right? So their base value is 297. Mine is 187. Is that because they added a lot of AT guns in there? Ooh. Maybe I can get some support anti-tank guns in here. But that's not gonna get my soft attack to that much higher. Almost like hard attack. Let's see, actually, let's switch over to this one. Yeah, I've actually enough equipment to do all of this, so let's go, bam. I need the L's in here. Rocket support artillery. I don't have enough rocket support for that. Let's go. Save it. Can I get, like... We actually wanted to switch over at some point. Actually, that might be a good idea. Let me just let it take over once. Oh yeah, okay, so we can do this. We can get the immense amount of firepower that we want. Or more immense. Okay, we're gonna seize the attacks because we're also re-equipping a lot of the army. Yeah, I wanna just what would be great to me is like setting up, like we've got the rocket artillery. I said, look, okay, I want to systematically start rocket barraging the enemy. Yeah, that will cost me a lot of military production. Sure, but let me do that. That's my point. That's my entire point. Anyway, with that, I'm actually going to end the episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. See you for the next one.